Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. It's okay if you are still grabbing a Siddur, you're just fine. Come on in, take a seat. Welcome, welcome. Louder. Louder, Langston? Okay, I got you. I'm going to turn on the other one too. Take two. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Better? There you go. There you go. Shabbat Shalom. Hi, everyone. I know you're used to seeing typically me with a rabbi or two on either side. Both of the rabbis are enjoying some much-needed rest. And so you have me, your Director of Lifelong Learning, Marla Bentley. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We are not only celebrating Shabbat today, but we are also observing the festival of Shavuot. And so we will be using the larger Siddurim today, and which includes the festival with the Shabbat insert. So if you're wondering, if you're thinking to yourself, this Siddur seems slightly heavier than the last time I picked it up, it's because it's a larger Siddur. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that the family of Rachel Wood is here with us, her extended family, and of course our beloved David is here on this week of Rachel's first yahrzeit, and we remember Rachel with love. She was our B'nai Mitzvah tutor, a beloved teacher, and of course our inclusion specialist, a member of our temple for over 40 years. And we are honored to have her family here to remember her. And in thinking about Rachel this past week, I keep her memory with me. I keep her memory with me all across the temple. And I think about all the work that she did and that she continues to do, because her work lives on inside each of us, inside all of the students who learned with her, all of the congregants who benefited from her kindness and generosity. And so we come together to celebrate and think of her as we celebrate this Shabbat and Shavuot. In that spirit, I bring you this melody from Nava Tehillah, based in the Psalms. Create a pure heart in me, great spirit, and renew a true soul within me. Let us come to this Shabbat and Shavuot in the spirit of pureness, in the spirit of renewal, and we'll sing together. Create a pure heart in me, great spirit, create a pure heart in me. Try that with me. Create a pure heart in me, great spirit, create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within. Let's do it. And renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within. Back to the beginning. Create a pure heart in me, great spirit, create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, great spirit, create a pure heart. heart in me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within. As we breathe in the second soul of Shabbat, we turn now to page 384, and I'd like to invite up all of the extended Wood family, children and grandchildren, to lead us in the Shabbat and festival lights.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kichanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
V'shel Yom Tov. Does anyone want to read the English here?
May these festival lights open our eyes to the joys in life, beauty that delights the eye, freedom to be ourselves, the knowledge of Torah that shapes our moral being, the heritage of celebration that unites us as people. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, for giving us life, sustaining us, and enabling us to reach this season.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. We're going to continue now on page 390 as we celebrate the Psalm for Shabbat. Tov lehodod l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodod l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunatcha balilot. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Alei asor, v'ali novel, ali gayon bechinor. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. We're going to continue now on page 392. The rabbis and I have been having a discussion for the last several weeks, and we are looking forward to bringing you this Chatzi Kaddish back into our service. We will be doing it from time to time on Friday evenings, as well as bringing Chatzi Kaddish back into some of our High Holy Day services as well. So we're going to begin by doing it this evening. And there are traditional responses, including the middle two lines, Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam Ulmei Almaya, Yitbarach. And as if this is new to you, we hope to introduce it, and if it's an old favorite, we're excited to bring it back for you this evening. So we'll chant together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach chirutei v'amlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyom echon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael Bagala uvizman kariv ve'imeru amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ul'almei almaya Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitroman ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemei dekudesha berichu leila min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata damiran be'alma ve'imeru amen. Let us rise and continue now with Baruch Hu. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. We continue on the next page, 396. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, bechochma poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, umevir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Let's continue now, reading together in the middle of page 399. Sinai was only the beginning. The Torah has never ceased to grow. In every age, it has been purified and enlarged. It has a permanent core and expanding periphery. It expands as the horizon of our vision grows. Nor are God's revelations confined to Israel. God has been the inspiration of the great and good among all the families of the earth. God's love and guidance reach out to all the world. We rise as we continue now with Shema on the next page. Shema Yisrael, Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. We are going to continue now on page 405. Let's read responsively. Doubting is but the forefront of faith, a faith in the infinite growth of an unbounded creation together. A doubting age is one of restlessness and discontent with what is current. A doubt is an idea that is still alive. To doubt that the past has uncovered all things is to express faith, that many things are still to be uncovered. To doubt that we have grown to our full stature and knowledge is to express faith that we may develop into beings of such power and dignity that we cannot as yet imagine what shall be. As we continue with Mi Chamocha on the next page, I'm going to point out that the melody for this Mi Chamocha is traditional to Shavuot. It comes from the Mi Sinai tune Akdamut, and so it has this particular sound that we sing only on Shavuot for each time of the year. Mi Chamocha is that prayer that, according to the sages, changes its melody according to the time and season, which is why on Passover we might sing Mi Chamocha to Adirhu, and on the festival of Sukkot, singing Mi Chamocha to Na'anuim, the melody of shaking the lulav. So this is the Akdamut melody of Mi Chamocha. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot, osefele, malchutecha ra'u v'hanecha, Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, ze Eli anu ve'amru, ze Eli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Let's continue now with a more familiar melody, the Shamru on the top of page 410. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We turn now in our prayer books to the tefillah for festivals, which can be found on page 468. Page 468, let us rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך חוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, מוריד אתה. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני העפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל HaKadosh. Please be seated. Let's continue reading together on page 479 at the bottom. One does not travel to Jerusalem. One returns. One ascends. The road taken by generations, the path of longing. On the way to redemption, one brings rucksacks stuffed with memories to each mountain and each hill. In the cobbled white alleyways, one offers a blessing for memories of the past, which have been renewed. One does not travel to Jerusalem. One returns. On page 480, in the spirit of this festival of Shavuot, we will recite the Kedushat Hayom, the sanctity of the day, and when we come to the bottom portion, the Zochreinu portion of our remembrance, I will encourage you to sing Amen in response. Eloheinu ve'Elohe avotenu v'imotenu ya'aleh v'yavo v'yizacher zichronenu v'zichron kol amcha beit Yisrael lefanecha letova ולחסד ולרחמים ולחיים ולשלום ביום חג השבועות הזה. זוכרנו אדוני אלוהינו בו לטובה. אמן. ופוקדנו בו לברכה, אמן, והושיענו בו לחיים, amen. Our God and God of our ancestors, be mindful of your people Israel and recall our merit for good and grace, and in loving kindness and compassion for life and peace on this festival of Shavuot. This day, remember us for well-being. Amen. This day, bless us with your nearness. Amen. This day, help us to a fuller life. Amen. On page 489, you have called us to peace, for you are peace together. Grant us the vision to realize these aims. Where there are ignorance and superstition, let there be enlightenment and knowledge. Where there are prejudice and hatred, let there be acceptance and love. Where there are fear and suspicion, let there be confidence and trust. Where there are tyranny and oppression, let there be freedom and justice. Where there are poverty and disease, let there be prosperity and health. Where there are strife and discord, let there be harmony and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We take a moment now as we are thinking of our prayers for peace to all of those who are in need of a prayer of healing. This week, in particular, we are praying for Jeffrey Cooper, Alan Wolski, Jerry Reinhart, Alex Quintero, Zore Schutzman, Christine Dumas, Anthony Dumas, Charles Foner, Howard Lipsky, Renaud Verdier, Andrew Bider, Len Schutzman, Frida Uangst, Jenica Francis, John Eulenberg, Barry Fidlow, George Jury, Shoshana Aviva Bat Yitzchak Yisrael Velea Yehudit, and baby Tiberius, and all who suffer, who we know not by name. Mishabera Chavotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah hu yivarech v'yirapeh et kol cholei Yisrael v'yishlach lahem bimhera refuah shlema refuat hanefesh u'refuat haguf v'nomar Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all who are stricken. May the Holy One of Praise mercifully restore them to health and to vigor. May God grant them all health of body, health of spirit, and of mind. And together we say, Amen. We will sing together words of Mishaberach in the middle of page 511. Mishaberach avotenu mekor habracha imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha lehavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We're going to take a few moments now for silent prayer and reflection, and then when we come back, we will pray the words of the Psalms, Min HaMetzar. In distress, I called out to God. God answered me and brought me relief. But first, a moment of prayer. Min HaMetzar karatia anani v'merchavia. Min HaMetzar karatia ani v'merchavia. Min HaMetzar karatia anani Ratia, Anani Vamerchavia. When you walked in, perhaps you received a Shavuot text study. So, this is, turn that back on. Okay, great. During the holiday of Shavuot, it is customary to read Aseret HaDibrot, the 10 Commandments. But as we're here in our 6:30 service, a service that's typically without Torah, I felt like perhaps it would be better that we maybe do some deeper dive, a little exploring into these commandments and taking a look at some things that maybe we know very well and maybe we only remember that we know very well. We think we know very well. But Aseret HaDibrot, the 10 Commandments, the commandments, of course, we receive at Mount Sinai here at this time of revelation when God imparts these messages unto the people. And the rabbis teach us that even though there was a particular group of Israelites that stood before Mount Sinai to receive the 10 Commandments, it was as if every spirit, every nephesh, every spirit, every soul of the entire people was there, whoever had come before and goes forth afterwards. And when we read the 10 Commandments here on Shavuot, we too sort of renew that covenant with God, that covenant that began with Abraham and continued on to Isaac and to Jacob. And of course, the 10 Commandments appear in two parshiot. They appear in Parshat Yitro, famously named for Moses' father-in-law, Jethro. And they also appear again in Deuteronomy in Va'et Hanan, when Moses has an opportunity to retell a little bit, sort of a grand finale, the entire book of Deuteronomy, retelling all the important things. So we are going to read these together, and I'd love for a volunteer. They are grouped, by the way, by commandment here. So as you can see, there are some commandments that extend more than one pasuk, more than one verse. And then when we get down to commandments 6, 7, 8, and 9, they all happen in a single verse. Would anyone like to read the first commandment in English? Don't all jump out at once. Come on, let's be generous. Would anyone like to read the first? Oh, thank you. There'll be plenty of opportunity to read. The first commandment in English.
I, Adonai, am your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, the house of bondage.
Nicely read. Okay, and the second commandment, which happens to be 3 verses. I'm going to take this, we're going to look around here. Thank you very much, Mr. Lewitton.
Yeah, did I start?
Yep, right here.
3, you shall not have no other gods beside me. 4, you shall not make for yourself a sculptured image or any likeness of what is in the heavens above, or on the earth below, or in the waters under the earth. 5, you shall not bow down to them or serve them. For I, you God, Adonai, am a impassioned God, visiting the guilt of the parents upon the children, upon the third and upon the fourth generations of those who reject me. 6, but showing kindness to 1,000.
Yep, on the next
Second page. Generations of those who love me, capitalized, and keep my commands.
Good job. All right. Someone who would like to now read the next. Ooh, thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna get my exercise in. Okay, David, here you go.
The 7th commandment says, you shall not swear falsely by the name of your God Adonai. For Adonai will not clear one who swears falsely by God's name.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I know the numbers are confusing. It's actually the verse number, but no worries. I think that's commandment number 3. We are now up to, thank you, Paul, the commandment for Shabbat.
Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of your God Adonai. You shall not do any work, you, your son or daughter, your male or female slave, or your cattle, or the stranger who is within your settlements. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth and sea, and all that is in them, and then rested on the seventh day. Therefore Adonai blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
Oh. If we have an audiobook of the Torah, perhaps Paul can read it. Doesn't he have? Oh, fabulous. Okay. Yes, he's got that nice resonance.
12th one. Honor your father and your mother, that you may long endure on the land that your God Adonai is assigning to you.
Wonderful. Okay, now, the big ones, the thou shall nots. Does anyone want to read commandments 6, 7, 8, and 9? Oh, I see a hand. All in a single verse.
You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor.
Thank you. And last but not least, big commandment number 10. Oh, thank you, Pat.
You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or male or female slave, or ox or ass, or anything that is your neighbor's.
Okay. So, now comes the fun part. We're going to start off a little bit together, and then after we have a little discussion together, I'm going to actually invite you to turn to your neighbors to have some further discussion so that we can get really in deep for a minute. But let's start by figuring out what we're talking about. Because these are in Torah, the Aseret, which means 10. Aser is the number 10, and this is Smichut. Aseret Hadibrot. Aseret Hadibrot. Which comes from the Shoresh, the root, Dalet Bet Resh. Not the Aseret HaMitzvot, which is what you might imagine a translation of commandments might be. Because we know from all of the blessings we've ever said in our lives, Asher Kitshanu B'mitzvotav Vitzivanu, right, that we are being hallowed or made sanctified by commanding, God commanding us to light the candles or do other such things. So this is a curious thing. These are called the 10, sometimes people say, utterances, sayings, principles, statements, because the Shoresh Dalet Bet Resh, of course, is not the same Shoresh as we might imagine the word commandment or the root Tzadi Vav He to be. So I want to start us out with a big question. What do we think is the difference between a commandment, something that has to do with Tzadi Vav He, and an idea of a statement or a principle or a saying, the root, the Shoresh Dalet Bet Resh? What do we imagine is the difference, and why do we think Torah's made this distinction? Don't everyone jump on all at once. Okay, Simon. Simon's being brave.
I guess something I immediately thought of was sort of how pivotal the commandments are to sort of general life. Like, for example, other commandments in the Torah, like don't mix meat with milk. It is a Jewish commandment, but you could mix meat with milk and like your life would not be affected on a profound level from a secular point of view.
Ah, okay, yes.
But with these commandments, it feels like if you defy them, they will severely detriment your life from any religion you look at it from.
Okay, all right, I like this answer. Other answers, other thoughts? The mic comes to you.
How about one is an order, the other indicates the oral law?
Okay, so you're talking about Torah Ba'al Peh versus,
Right.
versus
As
the
far as
Torahs as written,
Yes,
okay?
that's what's handed down for our generations.
Yes,
The
okay.
oral law.
The oral law, handed down from generation to generation, sure. Other ideas, other thoughts? It's okay, yes, please.
I think it's trying to encourage more buy-in from the person. It's more not forcing someone to do it, but kind of encouraging them to use their own volition.
Okay, encouraging volition, I like it. Other thoughts? Oh, yes. Cameron, I see you.
Deuteronomy, that book, it's Devarim, isn't it?
Cameron.
Right.
10
Yes.
points
So
for you.
With the same
Yes.
root, it is like the whole book is in kind with the Ten Commandments as being laws to the Jewish people.
Okay, good. Yeah, so there is the Torah does like words that connect. That's actually very important. When you are reading Torah, I've like to say to our students that every word is a world unto itself. Every word in Hebrew comes from a shoresh, a root, and those words are all connected. If you imagine a tree, for instance, maybe like the Eitz Chaim, the tree of life, meaning the Torah, Eitz Chaim, tree of life, okay? So if we imagine, sometimes our Torah, that's what it's called. So if we imagine that every word connected by a root and all of those similar words on those branches and leaves have all ideas that connect together. So maybe there is an important reason that our sages felt Devarim, Deuteronomy, maybe there is a correlation there. Absolutely. And if you've ever wondered, when the rabbis stand up there and they give, notice how they very rarely call it a sermon, but they do say, oh, now I'm going to give a devar, a word of Torah. Absolutely. Okay. Anything else in regards to devar, daber, speaking? Oh, yep, more.
Rather than order, the offer to choose.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah.
We know, I'm speaking to this one. We know that choice is very important in Judaism because God tells us to choose. God specifically says to choose life. God also in Torah says to us that we have to choose good. We have to choose to do the right thing. Choice is very important. So these are all good and fruitful answers. Now, my next question is maybe one you've never thought about before, or maybe you have. Maybe you've been thinking about this for quite some time, but we received Torah, we received the commandments in Torah at Sinai, but what I want to know is why not before? Why didn't God give Torah, the commandments, to Abraham or to Jacob? Or why not after? Why not Torah given once we had reached Eretz Canaan, once we had reached the Promised Land? Why do we imagine, and again, there are no right or wrong answers here, why do we imagine that God gave Torah to the people here at Mount Sinai after they had been wandering in the desert to, if you were playing catch up from last week's episodes, right? Our people, they were in Egypt, and they escaped. There was the whole Red Sea thing. We cross into the wilderness. There's manna. Oh, yes. And now we receive, God appears as like a pillar of fire and a pillar of smoke. And eventually we make it to Mount Sinai, and Moses goes up. Are you all picturing like the Charlton Heston in your, okay. So that's from last week. So here we are now at Mount Sinai. Why then? Why do we imagine that God felt we were ready, or maybe we weren't ready, but why were we ready then? Or why was it important then? I'm going to go to Patricia first. Sorry, that was a pop. Yes.
I think it's in preparation to get to the promised land, so give some guidance. So how to help people to be choosing the right way.
Excellent. Okay, some guidance, preparation, helping us. Other thoughts?
I agree with Patricia, but I think why not before? Because God gave Adam and Isaac and Jacob a bunch of commandments at the time, but they were all smaller, kind of, and they had to prepare for all of these big ones, and I think it would have been too much for them.
Very, very possibly. Very possibly. Anyone else? Other thoughts? Yes, Paul? Comment?
Well, if you remember, the faith of the people was slipping because while Moses was up on Sinai, they forged a golden calf.
Ah, yes.
10 Commandments were God's, lesson to them that I am the Lord thy God who brought you out of the house of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me.
Yeah. Yes, and if you remember your Torah, if you're thinking, well, wait a minute, I thought I saw in the movie version that Moses smashed the tablets. Yes, so we received 2 sets of laws, and this is the second set of laws. So the first set of laws may have been something a little bit different. We will not know exactly what God had intended for us, but maybe, you're right, maybe God had to remind them, of all that had happened before. Sure. Any other interesting answers, different answers? Yeah, okay.
He did not give to Abraham and Jacob because he was just building their faith. He was trying to build his nation, like his people. He wanted to see how far they can come up to his expectations and like live up to his faith. And also the same thing I was about to say about their faith that was slipping off, like it was falling off by making a golden calf and worshiping it. So that was another thing which made him to decide like they should know me, who I am, because I'm the one who got them all out from slavery and everything.
Sure. Oh, yes. Oh, yep. I'm feeling like people are starting to percolate a little bit with some ideas. And so I want you now, I'm seeing hands, which is great. I'd love for you to take a look at these next 2 questions. The first one is about relevance today. Do these commandments, these instructions, these statements, principles, do they still hold relevance in our lives today? Do we reinterpret them with modern sensibilities? If so, how? Is belief essential for living ethically, which is, a lot of faiths share these commandments, so is belief essential? And this is the fun one. If you had an opportunity to write an 11th commandment, what would it be? This is the teacher in me. So I'd love for you to turn to the people around you and have a discussion about all the important things in life for about the next 5 minutes, and then we'll come back together. But I'd love for you to be able to talk to the people around you for a few minutes, have a little discussion. The things you were burning to say, I will come around and hear them. So, think for a minute about with the people next to you. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you raising your fist in anger? I hate to draw you away from what I'm sure is brilliant discussion, or maybe just something funny. Either way, I would encourage you that if you're in the midst of a phenomenal thought and you can't wait to discuss it more, take your study sheets, and when you go into the oneg in just a moment, you can continue the discussion with your neighbors or take that exciting thought to someone else. But what I want to leave us with today is that the Torah is a living, breathing document. It is both our history, and it is a document that the rabbis, the sages that we today have to interpret and reinterpret for our lives. It is not designed to be like a time capsule, but a way of reflecting as we read about commandments that, I hope do not murder still holds true today. But that as we think about the Torah and what it is meaningful in our lives, I hope that each week when we come and we are looking at the Torah portions and the lives of the prophets, and that we can find a little bit of ourselves in Torah and bring a little bit of Torah back to ourselves. And I realized my battery pack was dying there. I'm now, before we go any further, I'm now going to invite up Laura on behalf of the board for some announcements.
Thank you. Good evening and Shabbat Shalom. I am Laura Piachak, and I have a few announcements, a few things to state this evening as a representative of the executive board. Initially, of course, we want to thank our usher, Ed. Thank you so much. Our security team and our pianist, thank you so much. A very big thank you to Marla for leading a service so beautifully, truly. Thank you very much, Marla. Thank you to all our wonderful kugel bakers and for celebrating Shavuot with us. Summer Torah study begins tomorrow, that's Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Join us on June 17th at Mod Pizza in downtown Naperville for our first dinner in the lot. Yes, technically it's not in the lot, we know. But it's at Mod Pizza, should be a lot of fun. It's great pizza, and I believe a lot of our staff will be there, our rabbis will be there, so please do join us. For more, yes, and thank you, of course, very importantly. Thank you to the Wood family for generously sponsoring tonight's Shavuot dinner and oneg in memory and honor of Rachel Wood. For more information on any upcoming events, please check out our bi-monthly happenings email, or as always, you can visit our website. And please join us after services for yet another wonderful oneg. Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom.
We will now turn to the prayers of our community. First, prayer for our country, and then the prayer for the state of Israel. It is my pleasure to invite up Tyler Marzullo to lead us in the prayer for our country, and David Wood to lead us in the prayer for Israel.
Okay. Our God and God of those who walk before us, be now our source of truth and light. Remind us that we are not alone in the pursuit of justice as we care for this country that we call home. May we come to hear America singing in all our varied tapestry of sounds and voices, as together we strive to nurture the compassion and wisdom to cultivate and comfort this land of life and liberty. As others have before us, may we unite to create a shore where those who are tempest-tossed can find again refuge, a land where all may be treated with fairness and dignity, a place where we are brave enough to see and be the light we need. And may our dream, our legacy, be the land that, though it never has been yet must be, the land where every person can be free.
God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessing for the state of Israel and for all Israel's inhabitants. Mekor Hayim, source of life, bless and strengthen those who defend the land and ensure their safe and speedy return home. Protect and guide them. Kadosh Baruch Hu, Holy and Blessed One, show Israel's leaders the path so that they may act with wisdom, courage, and dedication, and that they may be unwavering in their pursuit of peace. Strengthen their hearts, but keep them from hardening. Matir Asurim, free the captives. Return those who are kidnapped safe and sound to their homes, without spilling of more innocent blood, without any more souls being tarnished by horrific acts. Baal Ha'avarim, blessed Master of compassion, help us to hold humanity and the heartache of the Jewish people while holding humanity and the dignity of the Palestinian people. As we are made in your image, remind us of your ways, spread over us the shelter of peace, and fulfill the vision of your prophets. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not take up sword against nation, and they shall never again know war.
Let us now turn to Aleinu as we begin to conclude our service. On page 586, page 586, let us rise. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. Our thoughts now turn to our loved ones and the memories of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. We think of those who have died at this season in years past and those whom we have drawn our hearts into our own. Zichronam livracha. This week, we are particularly thinking of Nathan Gorbian, grandfather of Diane Rubicek, Marjorie G. Brachman, mother of Barbara Freed, Beatrice Winston Fuchs, grandmother of Ellen Simpson, Emmanuel Wexler, father of Linda Longman, Marie Arman, great aunt of Rachel Yackley, Gerda Lunar, wife of Charles Lunar, Harry Diamond, grandfather of Karen Butterfield, Suzanne Spenadel, mother of Joel Spenadel, grandmother of Jacob and Hannah Spenadel, Frances Krause, mother of Daniel Krause, Bernice Arcus, aunt of Craig Mandel, Jean Wigder, mother of Marv Wigder, Mark Zellinger, father of Megan Winthrop, Shirley Friedman, mother of Karen Friedman, Betty Lou Benzuli, grandmother of Carrie Barrera, Mimi Silverstein, mother of Ed Silverstein, grandmother of Daniel Silverstein, Sylvia Porton, mother of Art Porton, Rosemarie Bona, mother of Sharon Beiersdorf, Geraldine Jerry Weiss, mother of Mark Weiss, Sam Polk, father of Nancy Freelander, Joyce Wagner, mother of Gilda Ross, Bruce Robin, father of Aaron Robin, and we mourn the recent passing of Catherine Smith, mother of Carol Stewart, Marilyn O'Day, friend of Congregation Eitz Chaim. If there is someone that you are thinking of, an anniversary of their yortzeit, or you are in a period of mourning, a period of Shiv'ah, Shloshim, or just someone who you are thinking of in this moment, please say their name aloud as my hand comes around the room. May all of their memories be for blessing. We rise now as one congregation on page 598 as we recite together the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chai echon uvyom echon, uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'mei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal. Shmei dekudesha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. V'imru amen, v'imru amen. We ask for peace on earth, and we say amen. V'imru amen, v'imru amen. We raise our voice as one, and we say amen. Please be seated. We are going to conclude this evening the same way we began. I hope that by studying some words of Torah, these principles, that we too can come through this Shabbat and Shavuot holiday with a renewed soul and a renewed spirit. Let's sing together. Create a pure heart in me, great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul within. We are going to say Kiddush and Motzi so that we can go ahead in just a moment and enter Oneg, as if all of that cereal and delicious kugel was not enough. I'm sure at this point you are ready for a nice cookie, as Rabbi would say. But in the meantime, we will turn to page 386. Page 386 for Festival Kiddush. Pay attention here, we have special words for festival and all of those in parentheses Shabbat inserts. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol am v'romemam mikol ashon v'kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'titein lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava Shabbatot limnucha u'moadim l'simcha chagim uzmanim l'sason et yom hashabat hazeh ve'et yom chag hashavuot hazeh zman matan toratenu mikrae kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat u'moadei kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon simcha uvasason v'hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat ve'Yisrael ve'hazmanim. I know you're thinking, all of those extra words, but it makes it extra special because we have come to this time and this day. And finally, let's sing in the Motzi together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. B'tei avon, Shabbat shalom and Chag Sameach.